Yo, what up, everyone? How's it going? Today, we're going to be talking to the creator of Drippies. We're going to be talking about some NFTs, some crypto stuff. So let's get it. Everyone's still pouring in. We're going to have Florian, Digital Flower Animation, who's the creator of Drippies, is going to get on and talk about it. So let's get it. We're going to be talking a little bit about NFTs, a little bit about this creative project in the space. And we're going to talk about sort of the inspiration behind the project and everything about NFTs. So stick with us, and I'll be teaching everyone a little bit. And we're going to hear from Florian too. So Florian, you'll have to request in the live right now. And I'll be able to add you in here. So let's get it. So yeah, Drippies is a dope project. It's a digital collectible. We're going to talk about it. Yo, Florian, how's it going?
Hi, going good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about Drippies. I've been checking out the project. I was looking at it today, checking out the Drippieverse. I love the branding and everything about it. It's dope. And,
Thank you.
talk about the project. But also, I think we do need to sort of talk about the basics of NFT a little bit too, because a lot of the viewers are totally new to NFTs. So I think we're going to have a lot to get into.
hmm It's actually my first time on Instagram Live.
Ah, well, welcome.
Yeah.
This is a good one though, because we have something to talk about. We have a great subject, and it's something that I know you're passionate about. We originally met on Clubhouse in the NFT.
hmm
And I remember when I was first getting on, you were talking about the Drippies project, and it was definitely one of the early like independent collectible projects that I saw. And
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with the art. So I would love to learn more about the inspiration behind the project, the art. We'll get right into all that. So why don't we start with just the inspiration behind the project, as well as how you got into crypto yourself?
Yeah. Um, I started as a graphic designer and then found my way into the animation industry. So I went to university for animation, and then I started my journey in the industry. And first I started working on my first job was a Netflix show for How to Train Your Dragons, and like a kids show. And
I
then
know.
you know that one?
Yeah. My sister and my brothers, they used to know about that show. They liked that show when they
Yeah,
were young. So that's cool.
that's cute. And then yeah, I went into movies. I worked on Hotel Transylvania and a couple of other big movies. And then recently I made the switch to join this avatar technology company called Genies. So we're doing like 3D animated avatars for the world's biggest celebrities like Justin Bieber and Rihanna. And it's really exciting to work like with those artists, and it's kind of like I feel like much more at home in this field because I love music, I love those artists, and I feel much more at home there compared to the movie industry where I worked on kids movies basically, which were beautiful and it is also rewarding. But now I'm like super happy. And yeah, Genius is also like going with the whole NFTs, digital goods, and all that stuff. So that actually like sparked my interest in it. And yeah, the together with Clubhouse, which kind of like came into my life 2 months ago,
Yeah.
there was like the combination of things that made me say, hey, like I love those designer toys like Super Plastic Dust, those vinyl toys. And I was like, that would actually like a perfect combination for all my skills or my like interests. So I was like putting all my ideas into this uh, toy brand called Drippies. And yeah, people seem to love it. And right now it's like those are digital vinyl toys that you can collect, but I'm trying to add much more utility in the next coming months and years because I really love the brand. I love that people love it, and I'm so happy creating it. So I really want to expand on that by yeah, venturing into different fields with the Drippies band. Like I'm thinking fashion label, maybe record label, and then AR, VR filters for Instagram and Snapchat, metaverse integrations. Like my head is like constantly spinning what I can do with those, and
Yeah,
maybe even physical toys one day. Who
right.
knows?
I think physical toys makes a lot of sense for Drippies. And I think it's interesting that you said, you went from sort of the kids industries to now moving into sort of the music industry and stuff that you're more passionate about. And I think that every artist sort of has a journey where they sort of start at one place with their art and then they can move more and more towards their passion. So I
Yeah,
think amazing that you've been able to do that. And I can also see your angle with the Drippies, like even the name, they got the drip, man.
yeah,
Going for the right branding and the angle. So let's talk about the actual artwork and collectibles, because I think everybody on here, they hear the name, it's cool, they can check on your profile, they can see the Drippies. But personally, I've taken a close look, and I think the 3D animation, the movement, everything about it is very smooth and looks really good. So I do see it as being something that would translate well to a physical toy. And I think
yeah.
a lot of people are just having a hard time understanding what NFTs are. Can you explain how Drippies are collectible and sort of how you think about releasing them or pricing them?
Yeah, so like my structure is basically I have a season, and each season consists of like 15 Drippies releases. The first season is my Genesis character Mac, and he comes like in different versions basically. So he has like I gotta get a lot of inspiration from fashion and music and stuff. So I put like I'm modeling like different hoodies and t-shirts and jackets and sneakers. And then I also sometimes get super creative where I'm like, hey, like for example, one of them that I released was like a fast food drippy. It came with like a bucket of chicken and it had like this classic, red fast food cap and like a red apron, and I made like a Drippy's fast food logo. And yeah, and then I'm thinking about, okay, how can I add more value to it? For example, with the fast one, I gave away like an Uber Eats or like Postmates voucher for one of the people, which is kind of cool because everybody's at home now anyway, ordering food.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
no, I think it's all about adding some special features and everything like that. So yeah, I would say also, can we talk a little bit about your seasons? So what do you have planned for upcoming seasons? What season are we in now, and what can we look forward to in the near future?
yeah, like we're in season one now. I currently released 6 Drippies, and the standard edition is usually 30 collectible toys, and then I also had special edition, which was like a golden version. Like it's pretty common also in the designer toy industry to have like those blanks that are either like one color or like uh special material. So I had like a golden one that was like super limited to 10 pieces. And I'm also going to release my first collaborations. I can't say with whom right now, but those are going to be like special editions, which are going to be 20 pieces. So basically, the season is broken into like normal drops, 30 pieces at the lowest price point, and then we have like special editions that are more rare and more collectible for 10 toys per special edition drop. And then we have like those limited collaboration drops, which are 20 pieces. And then
Great.
that's the part. I haven't told that to anybody yet, but the
Nice.
last drippy in the season, like the number 15 basically, is going to be a DIY drippy. So it's going to also be a blank, like completely white. But the cool thing is it's going to be a one-on-one collectible. So it's like super rare, and it's going to be an auction. So because before all of them are like fixed price, you can just immediately buy them if you're fast enough. But the last piece, the DIY drippy, is going to be on auction, and it's going to be complete blank canvas. And what I'm going to offer is the winner of that auction, the winner of that collectible, or the winner of the DIY drippy, he can send me whatever he wants. He can send me like their favorite doodle that they draw on their paper, or like their kids' photos, like whatever they want, basically.
Very
Um, and I'm gonna do like a special drippy just for this person. Basically, I take their art, I take whatever their inspiration is, whatever they want on the toy, and I'm gonna create it for them, and I'm gonna send it to them like the turntable and stuff. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that sounds good. I think it's always good to get people involved, like to increase engagement for your collectors. So can you talk about how can a new artist who wants to create a collectible of their own get started? I know that you use OpenSea and Rarible, but maybe you can talk about how an artist should get started in checking out collectibles, and then how ultimately they could maybe even make their own collectible toy series. Because what you're doing is so complex. I think people just want to know where to start.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not easy. I had a little bit of an advantage because I was a little bit earlier than other people. So right now the market is very saturated. So I think a good strategy is like first have a good idea, have a good concept behind it. Like think about what you want to do, how you can add utility to it. For example, like special giveaways, or like how you structure your season, like how you make it rare and limited, because that's what collectors look for, right? They want to see like, okay, um, I might invest here because this is more limited than there. And once you have the concept down, you have to, of course, like be able to create cool looking art. Like either you do it in 3D, but I've also seen like cool collectibles like in 2D and even like in real life. There's this one guy on Rarible. He does like those toys basically in a box, and I first like watched it, I was like, oh my God, it looks amazing. It's like amazing 3D, like because it looked so real and had like this stutter. And then I realized, okay, it's just this guy. He actually built that box, built that little toy inside, and he was like wearing like a spandex suit in black in front of a black background, and he was a black glove. And this guy is super successful now because he did something different, right? And you can get super creative. And I think I would say like you have to have good quality art, and the other 50% is just like get out there and do marketing. Like definitely be on Twitter, because Twitter is like where lots of the traffic comes from. Definitely be on Clubhouse, Discord, and Telegram. I think those four are like the biggest channels right now, which Twitter is definitely the most important. So yeah, and then don't be ashamed of of promoting yourself. Like don't be ashamed of shilling your art, um,
Sure.
because some people say, "Oh, I can't do that" and stuff. But there's so much content out there. Like nobody's gonna, even if you do amazing quality, nobody's gonna see it if you're not like get over yourself and just promote yourself. It's
Great.
important.
Yeah, no, I so agree. And I think it's so important. Like, you have to have great art to start with. But once you have great art, you have to know, all right, my art is great. Next step for me is to promote and get out there and tell people about my art. That's just an important piece of the process.
For
So I
sure.
do want to give everybody who's still listening some tips about Drippies, right? Because with every artist's new collection, there's always a way to get a little bit of value or collect the right? And there's no one better to give tips on that from than you. So also for everyone who's still watching, if you want to drop some questions below on IG Live, you can actually ask questions to Florian. So ask about Drippies or anything about his art background. He's doing some really amazing 3D art. So if you're interested in getting into 3D art, you can ask some questions below. Just put them into the IG Live chat and we'll get to them in a minute. But before that, Florian, I want to ask you, what should a collector know if they want to get in Drippies and they want to buy up some of the rare pieces now? Like, what
Yeah.
are some favorite rare pieces? We're a little ways into this interview. For anyone who's still tapped in, what should they know about collecting Drippies?
Um, the first most important thing is that I'm really passionate about the project. It's not like a money grab for me. It's not
Sure.
like, oh, I'm gonna write this NFT bubble and then, it's gonna there's nothing more coming. I really plan long term with this. I have lots of cool ideas, and I think the brand is strong enough to actually live on those ideas. Like I said before, like fashion label and stuff. And that is always very important for collectors, right? That's what they look for. Like if you're an artist and somebody thinks, oh, that looks cool, he's a serious collector, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to go on your Twitter, he's going to go on your Instagram, he's going to go on your website, he's going to check, okay, what has this person done before? Like, does he have a consistent style? Did he put out art before? That's why Beeple is so successful, right? That's why he deserves those millions that are getting paid to him for his art because he did like an amazing 3D artwork for like 15 years every day. That's like this amount of dedication and like self-discipline to like wake up every day and just like produce like an amazing piece of art for 6,000 days is insane. It's insane. It's almost impossible to wrap your hand about that kind of the dedication. And that's why he deserves all the success right now, and that's what collectors also see, right? He's not just an overnight success. He put in the work. So yeah, that's important. Just like be out there, be transparent, be authentic, and show the collector that you're actually serious about this and you're not just looking for a quick cash grab.
Right. So we have a question. Maybe you can give a quick answer. How to get started in 3D art? Can you name some programs to download and to look into on YouTube?
Oh yeah, for sure. So the actually every 3D program in the end is basically the same. They just look a little bit different. Maybe there's a button in one program, the button is on the left, and one program is on the right, but they're all the same principle. So what I always recommend for somebody is just download Blender, which is like completely free. Even if you do like commercial work with it, you can just like download it for free. Just Google Blender, go on the homepage, download it. And this program is so powerful. It's insane that this program is free. Like it's been in development for like 25 years or more, and it got better and better and better. And there's no difference in quality anymore between those super expensive professional tools um, compared to this free tool. So, and because of that, because that is free, there's a lot of resources for it, right? Because everybody can download it, create tutorials for it, learn it. So a lot of like people actually put free content for learning Blender on YouTube, for example. So basically like download Blender, look for like basic starting tutorials for it, and then once you find your interests, like for example you want to model a toy or you want to model like a realistic looking human or something, you can find everything for it, like the tutorials, and it's such an amazing program. So yeah, I would definitely recommend looking into Blender if you want to start.
All right, awesome. So definitely check out Blender if you're a new artist looking and getting in space. So someone asked this question, what are the gas prices for NFTs? So it's kind of a complicated question. But I noticed that, let's start here. You use Rarible and Opensea. So I noticed that you've minted a lot of stuff on Rarible, but now you're also looking at Opensea as well. And so they work a little bit differently. What made you choose Rarible at first?
Well, I like the design of Rarible. It has like this cool looking interface, and I saw like some other collectibles on there, and it was more populated with like cool art that I like, that I wanted to like get involved with, than OpenSea at the time. So I was like, okay. And also they had editions, because OpenSea in the beginning they didn't have editions. You could only mint single pieces, and Rarible from the beginning they had like editions, which is super cool for toys, right? Because I'm not just want to sell one. I want to sell it 30 toys, so 30 people can collect it. And
Right.
that was my main decision for Rarible, and I think it went well. And the thing is, like, it can get a little bit expensive. Like gas prices always depend on how busy the network is at the moment. So if you have a good timing when maybe like uh, half of the world is asleep or something, you can catch a good timing and then have cheaper gas prices. But yeah, it can be expensive, especially if you want to make your own collection, what I did, which is kind of cool because in people's like wallets, on people's phone, is going to be like in the Drippies collection, but
Right.
that was expensive. So if you don't have the initial capital to do that, you can always go on OpenSea, which has lazy minting, which basically means you just pay like one time you pay a gas fee to create your collection, which is like between 40 and $100 depending on the time of day. But once you invested that, you can mint as many art pieces as you want. And what happens there is, like, once a collector decides to buy one of your art pieces, then the collector pays the gas on purchase. And at that moment, when he pays the gas, that is the moment where the art piece gets minted on the blockchain. So that's a really great way for people who don't have the money right now to still put out art and mint stuff. And OpenSea is amazing. Like, you can find everything on there. It's a great team, and this platform is going to have a big future. So definitely try OpenSea. And yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I originally minted my Genesis on Rarible, but I also minted some on OpenSea. I think there's advantages and disadvantages to both, but I think that the best option right now seems to be available on both platforms.
Well,
It's what do you think?
Well, for me, what happens is I have my own collection that I created on Rarible, and when I mint a piece on Rarible, it automatically appears on OpenSea. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go over there and mint it there again or something, because
Right.
OpenSea basically crawls everything. It's like this. That's why it's called OpenSea. It's like this giant hub of all different Ethereum artworks that are created, and it collects everything. So that's super nice. And yeah,
I think it'd be better if you would somehow be able to put a collection from Rarible into the OpenSea collection, so you could go on the leaderboards and stuff. But it is nice to be a little bit split on both, because I think in the future, as you're building the Drippies brand, let's say, you might be able to get following going on both Rarible and OpenSea.
yeah.
So, there's a lot of potential for both platforms. And
hmm
did you other platforms for Drippies?
Not yet. Like, I was thinking, okay, maybe if I venture into other kinds of arts, like I have other artworks on Foundation, for example, or Zora, but it's like more like a side project. Like, it's different style kind of art. But I was thinking, yeah, maybe I can do a collaboration with another cool artist and do like some like still image, like one-on-one designs for Drippies and put them on another platform. But right now I don't have any big desires to go on one of the curated ones, like, I don't know, Nifty Gateway or something, because I think collectibles, it's a good place. Like Rarible or OpenSea, it's a good place for collectibles. Like Nifty Gateway and Super Rare, they're more like those fine art pieces, like this painting or 3D rendering.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you've definitely got the right idea with sticking to OpenSea and Rarible, and it's really exciting. And thanks for giving us lots of information about Drippies. I also want to thank you for grabbing the Crypto Rich Deluxe NFT. This is really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to just learn more about the keep everyone updated. So, where should everyone go to check out more about these and to get their first Drippies?
Yeah, in my profile, there's a link to the Drippieverse Instagram page, and then there's also a link there, like a link tree where you can find all the different links. Like, I have a website, I have a Discord. It would be awesome if like people who use Discord, if they can join us in the Drippies Discord, because it's such a fun community there.
In the Drippy,
And huh?
in the Drippieverse, man, I love that.
Yeah.
Gotta go check out Florian in the Drippieverse, man. He's got all types of stuff. We got another awesome question here from Continuous Story. Maybe you could answer. How do you keep yourself disciplined to start and finish big projects like this?
Yeah, it's not easy, and I have to admit my work-life balance is a little out of balance the last 2 months. So I'm definitely trying to like take it a little bit more easy, or at least find some like downtime and balance and time away from the computer. But everything is so exciting right now, it's really hard. So, um, but yeah, it's like once you find something that is actually really fun and you love it and it's your own thing, it's so easy. It's so easy to find the motivation. Like in movies before, like, I was working like 3 months on a shot and I got so tired of it. I got so burned out of it. And it's like every day at work, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But now it's like so exciting. Like I can't wait. My head is constantly spinning. Oh, what can I do next? And so, yeah, I think you just got to try a lot of things, and sooner or later you're going to find something that's like really excites you. And then it's very easy to stay disciplined and do it.
I think staying independent is a big part of it. You know, when you can do your own thing and sort of at least have some creative control over your work, you get to have a lot more freedom, and that always makes people happy. And so discipline becomes easier. It's easier to stay motivated when you have that creative freedom. So yeah, we got a lot more questions. You know, I'm sure everybody in here is just trying to get a hang of NFTs. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening who don't even know what to ask because they're so new to NFTs. So if you do want to learn more, you can contact me anytime, DM me, or you can DM Florian. You can DM him on the Drippies account as well to
Hmm.
learn about the Drippies project.
Or
Also,
join.
what I'm
Or,
gonna do, I'm gonna save this video and then
mhm.
you, and I don't know how we want to circulate it, but we should definitely get it out somewhere so people can rewatch to learn more. Maybe we'll
Mhm.
get it on YouTube or maybe the Drippies channel. So I'll talk to Florian and I'll make sure to post a story post for everyone watching to make sure you know you can rewatch this and check it out. But yeah, I want to thank you for coming on and thank you for grabbing the Crypto Rich NFT. This is what it's all about. So for other artists interested, I think this is great, and we're going to be doing a lot more interviews as well. So anything else you want to add before we close it up?
No, maybe if you're interested in NFTs and you don't know where to start, just open Google and type in NFT Bible. And OpenSea has this long post called the NFT Bible. It's like a maybe like a 20-minute read, and it gives you a good overview. So that's a good starting point. And I think it's going to be easier to wrap your head around the whole concept after you read this.
Yeah,
And yeah, you can always DM me or join the Discord and ask questions there. A lot of helpful people there. So yeah, reach
yeah.
out.
And also, I made a YouTube channel. If you search Dyl NFT with some of the basics, and something I'm actually thinking of doing is a read through of the NFT Bible, where I just sort of read through the Bible. So I'm glad you
That's a
mentioned.
good idea.
That's right at the top of my list. So appreciate you coming on. We'll talk again soon, and thanks. I'll see you.
Appreciate you. Yeah. See you. Bye,
Let's
Dill.
good vibes.